Place value is, arguably, one of the most important topics for students to get a firm grasp on quickly. It sets the foundations for the student to be able to progress into figuring out algorithms and other mathematical problems. Students begin learning about place value in foundation mathematics, and at the end of the level are expected to be able to count to 20, understanding the tens digit value place, and to be able to recognize, up to 10, the connections between digits and their written state. Students entering the foundation level should have been exposed to digits in kindergarten and from their home lives. I would expect students entering into the foundation mathematical level to be able to at least count to 5 or 6, as that is what age they are when they start prep. Students starting in foundation level commonly make mistakes, such as not understanding that a digit holds a value, or once the student reaches the tens, they can sometimes find it hard to understand that the number with a 1 and a 0 can be bigger than the number 9. A great activity for students to make a start on counting to 20 and to make connections with numbers in their visual state is a game called Greater Than Less Than. Greater Than Less Than is a great game for foundation students as it helps introduce the students to connections between the digit and its written form. It also helps the student understand the difference in value of different numerical digits. Students play this in pairs, and one student starts off by either selecting is bigger than or is smaller than. The other student then randomly selects one of the playing cards for his partner and places it on the left side of the paper. In this example, the student has selected the sentence of is smaller than, and the number 6 is randomly chosen from the deck. This means that for the player to gain points, the number on the right has to be 7 or above. The player then selects another digit card to place on the right side of the game sheet. In this case, it was the digit 10. As the number sentence is correct, the player earns 3 points. However, if the number sentence was wrong, they would not earn any points. The teacher can select how many rounds each pair plays or until one of the students reaches a certain amount of points. Previously described as the foundation outcomes, Level 1 prior knowledge place value expectations are that the student can count to 20 and can make connections with a digit and its written state up to the number 10. It is expected that teachers teach the Level 1 students how to count to and from 100, being able to skip count 2s, 5s, and 10s. Students are also expected to learn how to solve simple addition and subtraction equations by using the counting method. Two activities that are beneficial to help students achieve these outcomes are placemat place value, as it helps students visualize where each digit in a whole number is valued in its place value position, and make a number game, as it helps strengthen the student's ability to understand high and low numbers in regards to place value. Placemat place value is a game that involves the teacher calling out a number and the students using a visual model of a placemat and straws to illustrate that number. In this first example, students are asked to illustrate the number 54, so they would have 5 straws in the tens column and 4 straws in the ones column. Next, students are asked to make the number 12, again placing the correct number of straws in the tens column, so 1, and 2 in the ones column. It would always be interesting to finish off with the number 100, so it gives the students a chance to utilise all 3 columns. To make the activity as a whole more interesting, students can decorate their placemat and use different objects instead of straws. Make a number game is a fun activity that should excite all the students. The great thing about this game is that it can be extended for students who are showing positive mathematical ability in level and can start to dip into level 2. To show what I mean, we will play this game firstly utilising a level 1 branching into a level 2 type scenario. The student draws 3 horizontal lines on their playing card and has to decide on whether the game is playing for the biggest number possible or the smallest number possible. After choosing what the aim is, the student rolls the dice and makes the decision on where they would like to place their digit, keeping in mind what their target is. The student first rolls a 5 and, knowing it's a high number, places it in the hundreds column. The student has then rolled a 3 and places it in the ones column. And finally, the student rolls a 6 to make the whole number 563. This game can suit level 1 students, as the game can work with only 2 place values. Again, decide what your aim is, either bigger or smaller, and roll the dice to play. The activities chosen should not only excite the classroom, but elicit the key features and outcomes desired in learning place value through Foundation and Level 1 mathematics. For students to continue to learn place value, Level 2 should look at developing the student's knowledge base by teaching the students to count to 1000, grouping numbers in hundreds, tens and ones up to the number 1000, and further exploring the use of addition and subtraction. The first 2 levels described in this video are critical as it develops an understanding for students to further their mathematical studies, not just in place value, but for the subject as a whole.